It's one of my favorites for obvious reasons. Yeah. Oh, it's called The Thunder, the Power, and the Man. His name was Huey. He was born into a world not much different than our own. A time when authorities took the liberty of literally liberating liberals of their ability to live. He had confidence in his step, revolution in his eyes. He wore his under a black beret, but it could not be contained. It was bursting at the sides. To him, it was a representation of revolution, a demonstration of defiance, a sign of non-compliance. It said, "Look at me, devil. Watch my shoulders roll as I stroll through this concrete jungle on the prowl. I ain't panther and I ain't proud. Look at me and be afraid." His name was Frederick. He was born with the gifts of volume and diction, a speaker box filled with the love below. It's no wonder he was an outcast. He cast his out of control. Most would call it nappy, but he carried classy in his countenance. To him, it was a reminder of a freedom that he had gotten by chance, a birthright that just happened to drop in his lap while it was being snatched away from so many others. It was the scratch on his CD vocal cords that forced him to repeat his worn-out manifesto daily, an alliteration of abolition that would allow all Africans and Americans to advance without restriction. Her name was Angela. She was born with a mind quicker than her death-adder tongue, and her thoughts were roly-poly-oly. They would just pass out of the box. She spent her free time laughing the commonplace in the face and taunting the norm with her originality. She wore hers in perfect symmetry, and it was a reflection of her sound mind. To her, it was a proof of her innocence, a reminder that even though to them it made her look guilty, it was also the real reason she was the most wanted woman in America. His name was Julius. He was born a Powerpuff Girl, a product of the same chemical S that was meant to destroy him. They created a flying monster made of shake, bake, and everything they couldn't take. He wore his as high as it would go. It would flow ever so slightly with every head fake, captivating the psychedelic eyes of the audience like a lava lamp. It was a slap in their face. It said, "I'm going to take this thing that you created, place it in another dimension, and bring it around for your destruction." It was his dissertation. Because although he would never write an MCAT, he schooled them cats so bad they just had to make him a doctor. His name was Jimmy. He had to have been born with 8 fingers on each hand, black widows that spin webs of sticky blues across the sky that caught the eye of any fly that passed by. He wore his over a rainbow headband, not quite curly and not quite white. It was a reflection of the very people he would unite under the reign of his wrists. He never considered what it meant to him, never quite pondered the power he possessed. He just let it grow its own ways, and he was never fazed. His mind was always clouded under a purple haze. They gave themselves new names, things like Flower and Cloud, Angel Wingman and Freaky Joe. They would grow up in a world on the brink of extinction, a time when world leaders played chicken with their nuclear firebirds, and the fate of the world hanging in its wake. They wore their steak or perm any way they could, because although they couldn't grow their own, they understood that it was the perfect balance of peace and power. He said, "I love you, brother, even though you hate me, and though you may hurt me, you will not break me, you will not break me, you will not break me." His name was Marley. He was born into a phantascope of tragedy, but somehow, as sex, drugs, and violence swirled around his crib, he saw only the bass and treble clef, slow dancing to the heartbeat of love. He wore his like a dense rainforest, vines stretched from the canopy to the understory, completely untouched by human hands. It was his lion's mane, a reminder that he was a king, and the strength of his pride within the loving of his loyal subjects. His name was Samson. He was born the world's first superhero. He could crush the peaks of mountains with his hands and boil them to volcanoes with his rage. Philistine shook at the mere mention of his name. He assassinated asses with their own jawbone while drinking from a honeycomb with a muscle tone, and said, "I wish you would keep talking, you uncircumcised donkey. You flaunting like you ain't scrawny, and you about to make me angry, and God won't let you harm me. I'm a one-man army." He wore his uncut and mimicked the power of the sun with its jet black shine. To him, it was a covenant with the Father, an extension cord plugged into the almighty source of power that had been kicked out by lust and pride, and he would rather die blind with the Philistines than to clip his connection ever again. My name is Kito Fortune. I grew up far too afraid of my own shadow to love my reflection. I've yet to find a cause that I'm really willing to die for, and my only claim to fame is arranging these bouquets of words for people who barely understand the color scheme. But every time somebody tells me that I should cut my hair, an avatar state of defiance is passed down through the generations, bubbles up in my stomach chakra, and comes bellowing out of my mouth saying, no, I don't need a reason to be myself. The reasons have been laid out by men and women far greater than I, so when I tell you that I'm not going to cut my hair right now, don't call me rebellious, call me Huey. On the days when I don't feel like combing it, don't call me nappy, call me Frederick. When I tell you that a white man has convinced you that natural black hair cannot look professional, don't call me a smartass, call me Angela. Don't call me spiteful, call me Julius. Don't call me careless, call me Jimmy. Don't call me an optimist, call me a Marley. Don't call me an idealist, call me a hippie when my passion boils over like molten lava. Don't call me angry, call me Samson, call me thunder, call me power, call me man, call me funk master, call me centric, call me samurai, call me chocolate rain, call me groovy, call me Cuffy, call me Shaka Zulu, call me Kito Fortune, call me dynamite, call me Freeman, call me Rasta, call me brother, call me thunder, call me power, call me man, call me thunder, call me power, call me man, call me Afro thunder, call it Afro power, call me Afro man, Afro man, Afro man.